In this video, we are going to cover what your sleeping position says about your relationship. Have you ever wondered what your partner is thinking at times? Have you ever felt like even though they have told you, there is some feeling they might not be choosing to say, some thought or emotion that maybe they chose not to tell you? Well, the truth is, as part of a relationship, you and your partner are communicating with each other even when both of you are not saying a single word. Yep, your gestures, facial expressions, or even tone of your voice can transmit a lot of information to your partner to help them interpret how you feel. And though each one of you may have some control over these nonverbal behaviors, there is one form of nonverbal communication that conveys so much information about your relationship, and you do it with your eyes closed. For the average person, it is estimated you will spend anywhere from 20 to 30 years of your life just sleeping. Since this huge chunk of your life will go to sleeping, let us look more closely at how our positions in sleep can also transmit information about how you view yourself in your relationship and what that says about the type of relationship that you are a part of. But before we do, don't forget we try to make the best quality videos for you, and all we ask is that you hit that like button before you go to bed tonight. CUDDLER, CRADLER. Now, if your most comfortable position in bed is resting your head on your partner's chest while they are flat on the bed, or even having your partner's head on your chest while you lie flat, then you are a CUDDLER or CRADLER. Now, this is a much more intimate position, which means your relationship is still full of passion and love. In the CUDDLER position, a hormone called oxytocin may be more likely to be released into the blood when certain cells in the brain are excited, and one of how it is released is through the simple act of touch. This release promotes lower stress levels and can be related to greater satisfaction and higher feelings of contentment in the relationship. Head on shoulder. Also known as shingles, this position can be seen when one partner lies flat on the bed while the other is also flat with just their head resting on their partner's shoulder. This position indicates there is good communication in the relationship, and the position shows each person understands what the other may need. The cliffhanger. Just like at the end of a TV episode, the cliffhanger describes a certain element of suspense or something that creates some level of anxiety. If you and your partner are asleep on each end of the bed faced away from each other, you have slept in this position before. What matters here is distance. Is there a very slight space between you two, or is the gap huge and wide? If you sleep very far away from each other, this means you both feel isolated from each other, which can indicate instability and lack of trust in the relationship. Spooning. Are you the big spoon or the little spoon? The spooning position requires one partner to sleep right behind the other while both are on their sides, nestling into one another to reflect the natural curve of an actual spoon. Though sleeping on your side may have some health benefits, such as being able to breathe better as your breathing passages aren't blocked, this position may pose problems when it comes to the positioning of joints and body posture. If you have found yourself as the big spoon more often, you are giving in the relationship and feel a strong protectiveness towards your partner, and you are willing to take on that responsibility role to create an environment that feels safe for your partner. As the little spoon, this could mean you are comfortable seeking refuge in your partner, and that in the relationship you respond well to more nurturing acts. Chasing spoon. Similar to the more traditional spooning position, the chasing spoon describes when one partner is on one side of the bed facing away from their partner and the other is turned towards them to view their back. The one being chased may sometimes sleep with their feet curled up to their chest in the fetal position. If this describes your sleeping style, this indicates the chaser may feel they are not getting the level of attention they hope for in the relationship. The partner being chased may feel that their needs are not being met in some way or are feeling distant in the relationship. Loose spoon. Now, this position may be noticed more often in couples in long-term relationships that do not crave constant skin-to-skin contact the way members of a newly formed couple do. Still, the loose spoon has some significance, as this allows for partners to have their own space while remaining in positions of the little spoon and big spoon, with some distance separating them on the bed. If you sleep in the loose spoon position, this can mean there is a high level of trust in the relationship, and even though you have created some physical distance, the positions remain, indicating that you are still attentive to your partner's needs. Stomach siesta. This position describes both members of a couple that sleep on their stomachs. Firstly, this position may not be ideal, as it can pose lumbar issues for any couple that sleeps like this regularly. What's more, if you and your partner sleep on your stomachs without touching, this means that you may both feel some heightened anxiety or tension in the relationship. You or your partner may be fearful of some aspect of the relationship that has not been addressed or discussed openly. If this position sounds familiar, comment below and let us know what you think. Pillow pets. A relationship begins with someone for many reasons, and one of them includes having things in common, such as a love for animals. Therefore, when two animal lovers find each other, their pets are so much a part of their lives that it becomes almost natural for some couples to bring their pets into the bedroom as well when they are ready to sleep. Some couples sleep with their pet or pets in the center of the bed while each partner sleeps on either side. If this sounds familiar to you, then you already know this is very comforting for you and your partner to have your beloved pet nearby. However, in terms of the relationship itself, this could also be a sign that you are both placing a barrier between each other and have issues at hand that you are neglecting to deal with. Starfish. In this position, one person spreads their arms and legs out as wide as possible in the bed, while the other takes up a significantly less amount of space. If you or your loved one have been prone to settle into the starfish position at night, this may not be great news. The starfish sleeper may feel that they are the dominant or more confident person in the relationship, but this can lead to them to think of only themselves and their needs first and foremost. The person who takes up less space while sleeping may be confined to a more secondary role in the relationship, and if so, this potential imbalance of power can negatively affect the relationship over time if it has not happened already. Paper dolls. In this position, each person lies flat on their back and may hold hands while sleeping or have their hands touching at least. The paper doll position reflects a moderate level of intimacy in the relationship and that each partner is trying to be attentive to the other's needs while also maintaining their own. A huge advantage is this position may be relatively comfortable for each person to get a good night's rest, which is also important to reduce stress levels in the relationship. Entwined. Perhaps the most intimate of sleeping positions on this list, the entwined is just as the name sounds. The couple is wrapped up in each other in a close embrace. For a relationship, this may indicate you have a high level of intimacy with each other and are comfortable sharing space closely, but it could also point to a certain level of codependency, which may not be healthy. Over time, this position may become more relaxed into another, such as the unraveling tangle. Unraveling tangle. Though this position may very well begin with the entwined position, eventually the couple may relax into a position where they are still somewhat entwined, such as arms touching each other, but are more comfortable with sleeping on their side so that they can settle into sleep well. This position, like the back-to-back, may also indicate a certain balance being struck between intimacy and independence in the relationship. Back-to-back. A very common position similar to the cliffhanger, back-to-back, takes place as you and your partner are sleeping facing away from each other in opposite directions. However, in back-to-back, couples sleep with some part of their bodies touching, such as their backs, feet, or bottoms. This may indicate there is some level of closeness, but it can also mean your relationship is in the early stages, and there is more room for learning about each other. Regardless, experts have stated that this position can also mean, instead of being codependent, which is not as healthy, the couple is instead connected and secure in their identities. Despite the closeness, the couple feels they each have a sense of independence, which means the relationship is quite balanced. Face-to-face. Now, this is not as common of a position as some people may think. However, maybe you are the one who can identify with this description most. You love to fall asleep to the sound of your partner's light breathing, or snores as the case may be, and you don't mind facing them while they do. You find contentment in staring at their face while your entire body is positioned facing them on the bed. Perhaps legs are entwined if you are in the mood for more close contact. Regardless, if you identify with any aspect of this description, you are a face-to-face sleeper. This means you feel high levels of trust and safety in your relationship, such as you are willing to face your partner in your most vulnerable state, and what this means for your relationship is that it may most likely be built on a strong foundation of trust. And there you have it, sleeping positions and what they mean about your relationships. These are the common and not so common positions that we naturally fall into at night. Positions we may not even question, as they are second nature to us as humans are, if anything, creatures of habit. But if you've ever wondered why you sleep that way or why your partner sleeps another way, this list might have been able to shine a light onto the deep relationship dynamic that we are all acting out when sleeping blissfully. Experts have said the position you sleep in may be so vital as to affect other aspects of your life, such as health or quality of sleep. So now you know which positions may not be ideal for comfort, but also which ones can ensure you get a better night's rest along with your partner. You also have an idea of what these positions could mean for your relationship. So do you sleep in any of these positions? If so, comment below and let us know what you think the deeper meaning may be for your current sleeping position. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out this video for more interesting content. I will see you at the next one.